Good morning, good morning, good morning. So happy to be here. I know we're not speaking in front of the camera right now because we're not on Facebook Live. We are right now doing something actually more fun, which is recording our conversation. And well, to our viewers, I'm right here on the screen on the bottom on the right. If you are guys able to see me a little bit, what I'd like to share with you is that this is getting traction. People are emailing me, people are calling me, people are telling me, hey, thumbs up. Because at the end of the day, all I'm doing is featuring stories of human beings, right? Now, I'm so happy. It's Sunday, Houston, Texas, 9:28 a.m. I got back to my office and I have the privilege and the pleasure and happiness to be talking to one of my good friends. Not only a good friend, also a person that has been a professional. He's been in the art scenery, in the brokerage scenery, and she actually made the request to make this, like, even though she's not in Houston right now, German born, 100% German, and recently fully American, because I think we became citizens not too long ago. So just to make justice, I'm gonna let her do a little bit of an introduction of herself, and I know most people will miss mostly everything. Why don't you tell our audience right now your name, where were you born, and what brought you, and how long brought you to the United States?
Okay, hi everybody. It's the afternoon in Germany, and
What time? What time?
What?
What time is it?
It is 4:29.
4:29.
Exactly. So my name is Emmelie, and I am from Germany. I was born here, and I moved to the U.S. with my parents in the 1990s, where I went to an international school. And then I moved to Mexico for a few years and then back to Germany to study. But my parents stayed in Houston, and it was always my second home. So
Since what year, by the way?
So I moved to Houston 1994.
1994, okay.
And lived there for 5 years, and then came back 6 years ago, so in 2011.
2011. So tell us the story of your parents. How and why Houston? Or why in the U.S.?
My dad is in the oil and gas industry.
Of
Big
course.
surprise. So he was asked to move to Houston for a merging company and become the CEO there. So he did, and my mom was super excited because she's Canadian.
Okay.
She was in Germany for 20 years, and she was very happy to move back to an English-speaking country.
All right. I didn't know that, for instance.
Yeah. Okay. So I grew up bilingually, actually, because I'm also Canadian. I'm not only German, I'm also Canadian.
Okay.
And now I'm a U.S. citizen.
So now you have, you service three countries. Let's speak of backgrounds. Let's not put the limitations of the legal stuff like that. By nature, by your background, your environment, you have become a melting pot of three countries, right? In a household where German is spoken, English is spoken, and then having the ability to live abroad, which brings you capture all of that. I also know that for whatever reason, I have in my memory that you ended up living in Mexico, or you have also some ties in Mexico. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
So again, my dad was transferred to Mexico, and then my mother decided to follow him there. So I lived there for 3 years, and I went to a German school, Colegio Alemán, which was interesting for me because then I was so immersed in the English language, having lived in Houston for my teenage years, those formative years, that it was difficult for me to speak German again. I mean, my German was always good, but those little nuances.
Yes.
But that helped me to be able to study in Germany.
And also you have the ability to, because your Spanish is also, in my opinion, very, very, very good. I know you don't do it fluently, but your understanding of Spanish is very superb.
I understand it very well, yes. I need to practice a little bit more to speak it better.
pero todavía lo entiendes.
Sí.
Muy bien. Wow. This is great. This has got a lot of things that my brain is going, okay, should I ask about this? Should I ask about that? Tell us a little
Yeah.
bit. Go ahead.
I actually have a quote that I found
Go
that
ahead.
I'll help you read. Let me just open it.
Okay.
It says, "So here you are, too foreign for home, too foreign for here, never enough for both."
Wow.
And I know it's not a very positive quote, but I wonder if many immigrants have this
Feel this way.
issue, exactly, feel this way, because I mean, I made a conscious decision to leave my home, which is Germany, so I'm not really home there anymore.
Correct.
But even though I'm now an American citizen, it's also not 100% my home. So I'm kind of in the middle. There are things of America that I love, and things in Germany that I love, and then things that annoy me about America, and things that annoy me about Germany. So it's almost that I wish I could make it the perfect country out of both.
No, it's funny you mentioned that and you put me in perspective because, being born and raised in Colombia, being here, almost I'm about to probably match the same time in both countries very, very soon or in a couple of years. But then when I go back home, I'm viewed as a foreigner now, as like, the American, right?
Yeah.
And then here, I'm still 100% Colombian. So it's too foreign to yet have that identity with a country, but not, I wasn't born in Houston, Texas. And then the same situation when I go back home. Oh, you left so many years ago. Everything we see on your social media is in English. So I feel related to the phrase, and I'm gonna copy from you. Maybe you can text to me later so I can put it on the description of the video. Now, I know you're in Germany right now. How long have you been in Germany recently?
I've been here for 6 months now.
6 months, but there's a purpose for that. I understand, because your home base continues to be Houston, in my opinion.
It is my home base still, and the reason I came here is for health reasons.
I do.
My family lives here, but it's tough to live in America if you have health issues. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. This could be a whole new topic, but we're not even going to go there. Tell us, our audience who is, in Europe, in South America, in Asia, in the Middle East, wherever they are, what do you do? Or as a professional? Because I have a perception of you as a professional because I met you in the art industry.
Yes, exactly. That is true. And I still work in the art industry. I make art collection books, which means that I have clients with art collections that I catalog in form of a high-end coffee table book.
Okay.
So it's very detailed about someone's art collection.
But this is yours, right? This is something that you produce. This is not working for a broker, because I know you work for big art galleries and brokers and beautiful projects. As a matter of fact,
on the side, but these art collection books are that's my thing.
Your production.
Anywhere.
Do you have a website for that or not yet? Okay, so please, all that information, give it to me so we can probably share it with the world, if that's okay. If you have a website, I'm pretty sure it's okay to share it.
Of course it is, yes.
And okay, so what do you think of having the ability or the blessing or whatever you want to call it to view the world with different spectacles, with different backgrounds, as a Canadian, as a German, as an American, as you lived in Mexico City, you've been able to be exposed. Now we're able to be exposed through the internet. What do you think has brought value to you to be in that position as an immigrant?
It's tough, I wonder sometimes if it's just easier if you're from one country and you speak one language, and maybe you've also just always lived in the same city. So it comes with challenges, of course, to have two different cultures and speak two different languages. But I think being an immigrant, I have all these immigrant friends too, because it connects you, and the things you experience connects you, and having challenges being accepted in a new country.
Correct.
But I always think it's more interesting, actually, if you know different cultures, you speak different languages, or maybe you haven't lived in a different country, but at least you've traveled there often enough, or maybe lived there for 6 months for an internship or something. I think that's important to grow.
Have you ever lived in Canada? Have you ever been for a long period of time in Canada, or not really? Only visiting?
No, visit the family in the summer, but I never lived there.
Okay. I'm just curious to see if you, because 3 years in Mexico, that puts a little bit of a footprint on your persona. Houston, of course, is your home base, and Houston, as we know, is a super diverse city. It is. I've traveled a lot, and I've seen that Houston has people. Look, for my interviews, I got an up selection, and everybody's around here. 3 miles from here, from all nationalities. So I feel that Houston has that input. And then when you go back to, well, it depends on what city in Germany you are, but Berlin and Munich and the very international cities for tourism and whatnot. So that's a beautiful thing to have in a place. Now, our background right now stationed in Germany for temporarily coming back to the U.S. What message can you tell, since you're a female, that girl that is probably, I don't know, 20 or 30 or 40 or 50, I don't know, that has been thinking, hey, I like to travel, but I am afraid of doing it on my own, or I like to move to this country, but I have all these fears. What message do you think you can bring to that person?
That's great, because America right now does not have the best reputation in the world. Especially having been abroad or in Germany right now during the elections and a new president, everyone asks me, why do you live there and why do you want to go back? I want to say that, maybe on the outside, America doesn't have the best reputation, but once you're there, the Americans are so welcoming. I think Houston is a great city, and I'm actually sometimes glad that not everybody knows that.
So true. No, I agree. I'm thinking
like New York is being overrun. So I think it's a fabulous country to live in. There's just an energy, and people are positive and friendly, and the weather is great in the south.
Well, it's hot.
Coming from Germany,
but
and I have a lot to offer, especially as a foreigner, as an immigrant.
That's so true. I completely agree. You find German communities, you find Arab communities, Colombian communities, and then all of them melting, crossing their own culture, which is.
And especially with the internet now, it's easy to find a meetup group these days. So when you come to Houston or anywhere in America as a foreigner,
the one thing that I like to add to your comment is that you mentioned, because I was recently also in a part, not in Europe, but I was in Ukraine, and people asking me like, oh, why do you guys, are going through such a political scene right now? The one thing that I like to mention is that one leader does not represent a nation.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything bad or good. I'm not saying anything, because nothing is absolute. Nothing in life is absolute. I'm not a radical. I'm not black and white. I'll take and I'll appreciate. That's my perception. But the media, and this is a message that I like to add, the media exaggerates. I lived in Colombia in a narco economy, which it was true. But the media exaggerated so much, they made us look all criminals. All Colombians, at some point, were all looked at as a potential narco dealer or something like that. That's the same thing is happening abroad with the vision that all these countries are looking at Americans. So I don't know what you think about that.
It is true. I mean, I can speak for Germany only, but in general, the Americans are conservative. They are not progressive. They are viewed as not being very intelligent.
Correct.
They only see their own country. They don't care about the rest of the world. And that's probably true in some cases, because, not everyone is perfect, and every country does have those people that the cliches are made about.
True.
But I would say the Americans that I know are well-read. They know about politics. They are part of their community. They're smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's everything and everywhere, so that's for sure. One of the promises that we try to keep these videos as short as possible so you can actually enjoy them, watch them. Then if you like him, share him, make a comment. This is not going to be Facebook Live, but I'm going to make a Facebook Live, or I already probably did a Facebook Live, to tell people, hey, come and watch this video next. Now, I got a lot of German friends, maybe you know them, but I got German friends in Germany that probably you don't know, or German friends that are in South America. What message can you tell them in German, really quick, in regard to the whole topic of being an immigrant and everything else, in German?
Also, das Thema ist ja Immigration und ich will sagen, wirklich nochmal, ich finde es ganz wichtig zu sagen, dass Amerika wirklich ein tolles Land ist und ich kann nur empfehlen, dorthin zu emigrieren. Es macht mir total viel Spaß, dort zu leben.
Right. Understood, right? Zero. This is great. This is great. All right. This is, we promised to keep it on the 10 minutes. We ran out on the 10-minute break line. There's so much to share, so much to talk about, but this is a promise. I really thank you, and I'm so appreciative for you being on this series of interviews. It means a lot to many people, to be honest with you. Americans, non-Americans, foreigners, people that live here, people that for whatever reason ended up living in another city, another place. So, Emmelie, thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, because I'm right here, all scrappy, about to go to the gym and get my sweat workout. On a Sunday, I already had my coffee, which is great.
Making this work, technically, for both
yes.
different locations.
Yes, look, see, the beauty of technology, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you so much for watching. We're gonna cut this video. Maybe I'll stay with her in a second. And don't forget, share it, like it, any comments, greatly appreciate it. Next coming up. Bye-bye.